Oh, there's a big smile on my face because I this is going to be difficult because I am going to start calling you Diana and Cal, but yeah, I'm here with Barry and Laura Ash, Superman and Wonder Woman, better known as our superhero life. And guys, thank you for making me feel underdressed. If you're not watching this on YouTube, these guys look amazing right now. But hello and welcome to the podcast of Steel Guys.
Hello, and thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's an absolute honor and a privilege to be here with you.
No, this was something that we've been planning for a while, and I'm so glad that it's finally happening. We met briefly. We will talk about this later on at the Flash event a few weeks ago,
Yes.
and meeting you in like your civilian clothes. And I was like, oh, they're here, but like I know that they're not those people. I know that that's Superman and Wonder Woman. I was getting quite giddy and excited, but now here you are in your costumes to talk about all of the magical stuff that you do, and I'm so ready. So thank you for joining me. This is going to be a great chat. Oh, to begin with, as I try to contain my giddiness, because I know that you are just Superman and Wonder Woman, please share with the listeners and the watchers your origin story if you can, guys.
Uh, so the origin story of Barry and I as a couple,
Oh yes.
we actually met when we were 3 and 4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually have a baby Baz tattooed on the inside of my arm. So anyone who sort of catches us at a con or something, please, stop us and ask. But
The amazing thing was,
Hmm.
when we first met, we was 3 and 4 years of age. But guess what we used to do?
What?
We used to play the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man.
yes, honestly.
So superhero
Wow.
comics has gone like way back.
Yeah.
That is the original
So-
story.
Been there from the beginning. Oh,
Definitely.
100%.
I was Firestar.
I was Iceman.
Baz was
nice.
Iceman. I mean, Firestar, she's amazing, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, we used to play that, and then we went our separate ways, and we actually met up again when I was 21, you were 22, and we are now 43 and 44. We've been together for 22 years.
But there's a little nugget in this story here.
Okay.
In 2000, my dad passed away. And as he was laying down, I went to see him, obviously, in the chapel of rest. I said, can you send somebody that I can spend the rest of my life with? And that was in the September. Loz come into my life in the following January. So it's that time. She'd walked into the gym and we had a conversation, and the conversation it's never stopped.
You're going to set me off. It's too early for tears, Barry, but that's giving me goose pimples.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we didn't realise that we had obviously played with each other when we was like 3 and 4.
That sounds
wrong. But you know what I'm saying? We hadn't realised that until we've been dating a couple of times. But how did we evolve into Diana and Kal-El then? Would you like to know that story?
This is another fantastic story. That first part was magical and almost out of a comic book, but let's find out more about our superhero life.
So Barry and I have friends of ours who introduced us to Paul Blakeborough, who runs Get Ready Comics in Rochester. And we went in there one day and he went, oh, it's Clark Kent and Diana Prince. And we were like, what? And he said to me, I cosplay as Batman, and we go and we do a lot of work for, Make-A-Wish and people like that. And he said, you guys should totally do these characters. And it was really from there that he sparked the idea for that. And the whole aim for us was to be able to, wear cosplay and give back, especially after the pandemic. So much had been taken from so many that we wanted to give back. Now, while we were getting the costumes together in 2021, Barry's mum was actually diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And it was 5 weeks from her being diagnosed to her passing. It was very quick. It was such a massive shock. And that was from the December to the January, so 2021 to 2022. And she she knew that we were getting all the outfits. She knew, what we were going to be doing, but she never got to see us fully dressed up in everything. And so, you know, we made it our mission from then on to basically fulfill one of her mottos, which is, if you can help someone, you should. And hashtag smile, pass it on. There are mottos. And so our very first venture as Diana and Kalau to raise money was, Barry had a lockdown beard, and it was a hobo beard.
Oh no,
It was a proper hobo
I've seen
beard.
it. This is
Yeah.
nothing in comparison. It was gorgeous, and I know where this
It
story
was-
is going.
My hair was down to my shoulders.
It
Yes.
My
was.
beard was down to my chest.
Yeah,
I was called Hobo and the Wild Man of Borneo.
that's what your mum
Nice.
told you.
The
Nice
Wild
name.
Man of Borneo.
Yeah.
And what we decided to do was we decided to shave Superman's beard. And we wanted to raise money for Pilgrim's Hospice, who had looked after Barry's mum in her final few days, and also the family as well. They were brilliant. And so the date was set for April, and we raised £4,516 to have his beard shaved. And that was kind of like our first we are here kind of
Love it.
I
thing.
think that just shows you how many people hated it.
But something good came out of it, Barry. So it's fine. But no, I've seen that video, and I've seen the majestic lockdown beard. I think we all tried to grow one at some point. Mine got. I
Even I
tried.
did.
Well done. It's it. You've got a fantastic chin. Let's not hide it away. Okay. But yeah, I had a very sort of scraggly beard at one moment. I tried clipping it at home, made all the mistakes, and then it looked awful. But your beard, Barry, was majestic. So yeah, I mean that's a good stepping point. We have seen Superman with beards over the years in comics and some TV shows. So from that, you know, you're a bit more authenticated. You are the Superman without a beard now. And from that moment where, you know, you became this power couple, literally a power couple, you became on the scene, and I became aware of you, and I saw you doing more things online. I was being tagged in more posts. I was like, okay, are these guys American? They're clearly serious cosplayers. They've got the look down. And then I found out more about you, and I was like, right, I need to know more. Let's get these guys on the show and just talk about you as much as we can, because I knew it was going to be good, and it's good already. Because how long has this been going on for you two? It's not been that long, has it really? Since so you've had lockdown, and everything else has sort of taken a massive snowball effect, which I love.
Yeah, April
April.
2022. So literally it's been a year. And within that year, you know, we've been able to do work with Demelza House. We're going to be working with Great Ormond Street. We did we were on the main billboard for MCM Comic Con on one of the banners, which we actually have in the house, Luke. We bought
Well
one
done.
home.
Well done.
Actually, we bought two home. One's in the gym, one's in the house. And then we hosted the panel at MCM Comic Con this year with our other 5 amazing cosplayers.
Confidence to cosplay.
Yeah.
Love the title. I'm sad I couldn't attend that, but I know it went down very well, and we will talk about that soon, because
Yeah, sure.
panels at Comic Cons are what it's all about, and not only just comics but cosplayers. And when you bring that part of your life to the masses, you've inspired more people, which is just brilliant. But quickly, you mentioned that you swipe some of those banners for your gym, because you are literally a power couple. I've seen what you guys get up to on your Instagram stories. It makes me sweat just looking. But yes, these suits you've got on, these muscles, they are not, you know, these are the real deal. You guys are fitness mad. So tell everybody about all that.
Well, you've always been into fitness, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I think I come out of the womb
With
doing
dumbbell.
with a dumbbell, barbells, and a
Doing
bike.
squats.
I
Yeah,
just
that's it.
Love my fitness. So my career in work-wise, it's always been around about health. It's all been around about fitness. But to start with, it was all about how the outside, the physical body looked. And I always thought, if I had this physique of Superman, Batman, whatever it was, these comic book hero muscles, I would be that person. But through my career, I think it's changed. I know it's changing. It's about having the mental power up here. And that makes you stand tall, makes you stand proud. It gives you the confidence to go in the gym and do whatever you want to do. And the muscles and the physique is a byproduct of you just looking after your health and your well-being.
I mean, Barry, so for us, our background, Barry's former prison officer, and you worked in the gym, didn't you, teaching the
Yeah, I
prisoners?
spent 3 years walking the landings, but I still had that burning desire to do health and fitness. So I was really lucky because I specialised as a PTI, which is a physical training instructor. So I taught all the prisoners how to become personal trainers, sports therapists, health coaches. And so I spent 7 years looking after the prisoners, teaching them all those skills.
And I'm a former police officer and counter-terrorism intelligence officer. And
God, you just keep dropping all these major clangers. It is.
So the crazy thing was,
I knew there was going to be some interesting stories behind you guys, but this is, this is real secret identity stuff, but also living the life of a superhero as well.
yeah.
the crazy thing was, I'd be working in the gym, and this prisoner would walk up to me, and he went, "What's your name, Governor?" I said, "Officer Ash, Barry Ash," and he was like, "Ash, Ash. You're not related to PC Laura? No, not at all.
Nope,
not at all.
never
so
heard
she'll
of
be teaching them, coming in, I'll be teaching them in the gym."
But yeah, for me, I was actually medically retired because I have a diagnosis of bipolar and OCD, and so I just couldn't do my job anymore. And so from that point, we then set up our business, Rock Solid Health, that we've been running for 10 years. But the point I want to make about, working out, for me, training and working out is part of my mental health medicine. It really helps me. I have a coach. I've been doing CrossFit for 5 years now. And for me, being able to get in the gym, and it's not about how my body looks. It's about me feeling strong within myself and just seeing what my body's capable of. But then also, being able to, as I get a bit older, I'm 43 now, right? So as I get a bit older, I want to be able to be pain-free, mobile, strong, empowered as I kind of go through, my years and everything. And I mean, yeah, we love training, don't we?
Wearing the suit actually helps it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You can tell that they're not padded. I've met you in real life, and I was like, yeah, that's not really a padded suit. Both of these guys.
I'm gonna put my hands
ripped.
up. This is a little bit padded.
It is
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah, no, but if people see your Instagram
Mine
stories,
isn't, Luke. Mine
yours isn't,
isn't.
love. No, I know yours wasn't. You are 100% you, and you are working it, girl. But yes, but I've seen your muscles on Instagram, Barry, and they are, yeah. Again, those workouts that you've been doing, I've been seeing things on those gymnastic rings,
Yes.
and just everything that you can get up to in your back garden, which is like
Yes.
your own little paradise. It looks like you've got your own, your own special little place of heaven that you can do workouts in. And I've seen that this, is it an ice bath or just a massive vat of ice that you're getting?
Every morning.
Every morning.
Every morning, about
Wow.
6 o'clock. I get up at 5:30 in the morning, do my meditation, and then I go straight into the ice bath, and I do 5 minutes in there every single morning.
See, I'm normally up about 5 o'clock as well. There isn't any ice baths involved here, but I mean, if I'm going to come out looking like Superman one day, I might have to invest in a big bath and an ice machine if I can work out looking like you, Barry. But the fitness has clearly helped with not only everything else, with your mental health and your regime and the discipline, which I love, but you can't get charm out of a gym, and you two have buckets of charm, and I love that, which is why just that combination of the muscles and the appearance and the charisma and the care, it makes you perfect to play these two particular heroes. There are many heroes out there that you could interact as, and we know that because when you were kids, you were two completely different characters, but now Superman and Wonder Woman have become a part of your life, which I adore. And now you're at events, you're doing charity work, you're doing so much for the community, but making people smile as well.
Yes.
What I love is the fact that you are a couple at the same time. It adds that one more piece of magic to it. Now, there's been some controversy over the years that Superman shouldn't be dating Wonder Woman. He's Lois's girl. It's Team Chloe. All this business. That's a whole other episode. I love the fact that you two ultimate DC powers, these heroes are together, and it is magical. But what I want to know is when you first saw each other in these suits, these costumes, what went through your minds?
Can we swear?
Yes.
I said shit the bed. That I couldn't believe how Loz looks like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
it was just like, oh my God, she just embodies this Wonder Woman character, not just the physical appearance, but actually her mental state too, how she deals with the kids and the parents when we're going into the hospitals. It's not just the wearing the suit, it's the internal feelings, and that power comes out. It's all from the heart with Loz. And she just gives and gives and gives. And that's how I see Diana. She's just a giving person.
That's not a bad answer. You did well there. Well practiced. You did very well.
I've practiced that many days.
Very
Yeah.
well. And what about you, Laura? How did you feel when you saw Barry in that suit for the first time?
When I saw him in the suit for the first time, I'll be honest, I was like, holy shit, that's the nuts. But for me, that was like, oh my God, babe, you look so cool.
Yeah.
But also with Baz as well, I will say, he's actually helped me step into my superhero, because when he walks around the comic cons, he's like, Loz, slow down, put your chest up, put your shoulders back, and just enjoy it. And he really has that air of not regalcy and I'm better than you kind of thing, but a kind of a real regal tone when he walks around, and a tone of authority when he walks around. He really steps into it.
And that's I
And
see
I think
that.
you can really see that, but it's not an arrogance. It's
No.
do you know what I mean? It's something different.
There's some elements of not only fantastic confidence that you've worked on over the years, but there's self-awareness not only for you but your surroundings. So we'll go back and mention the fact that we met outside the IMAX at Waterloo, the massive IMAX building, and you were there in your civilian clothes. But I was like, I'm sometimes when I'm excited about an event, and I was excited not only to see the Flash film again, but to go to the after party, sometimes I forget about everything else that's going on around me. And then out the corner of my eye, I saw you two walk around, which is, if you've been to the IMAX in London, it's a massive round building. But I saw you two guys emerge from around the corner, and I sort of double took. You weren't in the outfits, you were sort of, again, in your civilian clothes. But I thought, there's something about these two. What is it? Then the penny dropped with a massive thud in my head. And I was like, guys, that's Superman and Wonder Woman, but don't tell anybody. I felt like you were in your sort of, your alias costumes. But then later on that night, I saw you both in the costumes, IRL, in real life. And you nailed it completely there, Laura Bice. You both walked around with that air of not only dignity, but also like, we're superheroes, but we're here to do a job. We're going to do it well. We're not cocky. We're not arrogant. We enjoy doing this, but we're also here to make that little bit of escapism more real in a way. There's a certain amount of acting when it comes to being a great cosplayer, and I've seen many over the years. I've seen some that don't really act accordingly, some that are fantastic in their roles but not necessarily in their appearance or the way that they display themselves. But what I've seen of you guys online and again in real life is this. It's like a comic book come to life, which is what you want from a superhero movie or a cosplayer to see in the wild, as it were. It makes it so much more exciting to see. And me being 41 and a very big geek, very easily excitable, very immature, very Peter Pan, for a child to see you two, whether it be at an event or in a children's hospital or for making a memory special, you're doing heroic work. And I'm rambling now because I get like this when I start talking to people about their passions. You do fantastic stuff. And no, go on, please interrupt me.
It's a huge responsibility, I see personally, to put these outfits on, because Superman, I heard a story, someone asked if it was us, and it wasn't us. Apparently up at a Comic Con up in the north, anything past London's up north for us, right? We're down in south.
Yes.
And one little lad got lost, and his parents always said to him, if you get lost, go and find someone you trust. And he went and found a Superman. Now that's a huge responsibility to wear that outfit, because you are literally carrying off somebody's dream. And for us, whenever we meet somebody, we always have ultimate respect. We are always inside 9 times out of 10 at the cons. And that's not to take away, going outside. But for us, we want to just go in there and make people's day in terms of if they want to meet their hero, they want to have a picture, that's fine, no problems. We want to be able to give back. That's why we bought these, to give back. But with Barry and I, when you say, put on an act and everything, this is us. This is just who we are naturally. And I know that sounds really, do you know what I mean? But it really is. It's who we are. Before we even had Superman and Wonder Woman, all of our clients, all of our friends would always say, Superman, Wonder Woman, they buy us stuff. Do you know what I mean? I've grown up with Diana. I've grown up with Kal-El all the way through my life.
Everything behind me, Superman, everything behind me.
Yeah, that's my office there,
Oh, okay. I can see some empty spaces on there. I need to send you guys some stuff to get on that wall. This is a wall of wonder. I love it. It's all fantastic stuff. But you understand the fact that for people, these are their heroes. There are these people that they have read, they've seen on TV, that these people there that they escape their everyday, sometimes bad times with. And I may not look like Superman, but 9 times out of 10, when I'm out on the street or I'm doing something, there's something about me that's Superman related. It could be a work lanyard, a hat, or a T-shirt. Like with you, Barry, and with yourself, Laura. When you put on these costumes, as you said, it's somebody else's uniform. You are an ambassador for that company. So whether it's picking up a piece of rubbish off the floor, holding a door open for someone, interacting with someone, and being the best person you can be, it's not a bad role model to have. And you are both doing that so wonderfully, which is why I would have loved to have been there for your Confidence to Cosplay panel at MCM, because cosplay is a huge part of cons now. It's a huge part of everyday life. So what was it like for you guys and other cosplayers to get together to plan this event?
It was phenomenal, because I see so many people looking at us on the internet and Instagram and so forth, thinking, I wish I could do that, but they just haven't got the confidence to do it. So Loz phoned up, or Diana phoned up or spoke to the guys at the MCM Comic Con and come up with this idea about putting on this show for people and this panel for people to listen to, where we could talk about how we got into these roles and how we can help you build your confidence up to actually put on the costume. You don't have to go all singing, all dancing like we've done. It can be just by wearing a hat, wearing a T-shirt with the Superman logo on it. It doesn't have to be massive. And it was about getting across to people that you can start with just one glove on. Yeah. You can just start by a T-shirt and just start somewhere. And what I love about the cons is you can see people being their true self. When they're out in society, in civilian street with their normal clothes on, they shy away, they're intimidated. But as soon as they put their outfits on, they become alive, and their smiles, and they just start being their true, authentic self. Yeah. And that's what I love.
And I think, like, for us, it was really important to work with people. I mean, we had Alice, we had Chloe, we had Kev, we had Ugo, and we had Jilly. And it was really important for us to kind of work with some people that we knew personally anyway, who were really making really positive vibes of community, of no matter what body size, body shape, whatever, that you can do it, and all different kind of levels in terms of where they're at and mental health struggles. And for us, it wasn't about us, this whole Confidence to Cosplay. We both wanted to let those guys shine, right? Those guys shine, and those guys give their knowledge and their skill. And Barry and I just wanted to host it so that it would just change one person's mindset. And I'm telling you what, Luke, when we got there, there was a kiddies cosplay going on. And I said to the guys, oh, it's quite busy. I said, that's probably for the kids. And they went, no. Everyone from the fourth row back, they're here for the panel. And I was like, really?
Yeah, I saw there was a lot of people there. There's a lot of people.
There was no standing space.
No standing space. People had to sit on the floor. They were stood around. It was absolutely nuts. But it was so lovely to be able to give back to a community that has given so much to Barry and I.
So that's it. So I know it won't be the last time. I'm looking forward to a day when I could introduce you guys on a stage somewhere to talk about your journey, because I know you're going to be busy over the upcoming years. DC has got a lot more stuff coming out, and Superman and Wonder Woman, especially these interpretations, are going to be in demand for many years to come. And oh, many years ago, there's a video on YouTube somewhere of me acting about in a Superman costume, running around in a very badly filmed video. It was very grainy because this was like before digital cameras, I think. But I can remember the moment I put on a Superman costume for the first time. It was store bought, it was tacky, it was stretchy. But there's a moment when I put it on, I was like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm walking a bit taller. My shoulders are a bit further back. This is about the confidence of putting on the costume, as you guys have done. So there's some days when we don't want to get out of bed as early as 5 o'clock and get into a bar filled with ice, but you guys both do it. What goes through your mind when you carefully get yourself dressed, you make yourself look good, then you look into a mirror? What do you guys see when you see yourselves looking back in these costumes?
In the costumes,
Yeah.
it's still shock. I just think, yep, let's do it. And it just puts a smile on my face, because all of the positivity, I can feel it in my big toe rushing through my body, radiating up in my chest, in my heart area. And it just fills me with joy, thinking, I'm just going to walk out. And there is a bit of an ego thing. Like when you walk around in a suit, everybody stops and goes, oh my God, it's Superman. And yeah, that fills me up with so much joy, because it changes people's state. It changes how they feel. Just by walking down the street, somebody might be having a really, really, really bad day, and then they see you walking down in the suit and they just lighten up. The smile comes on their faces. And that's another reason why I walk around every day. Not every day, but most days in the suit, if we can. As often as we can put them on, we will put them on.
Good.
Yeah. I think sometimes for me, I can be a little bit hard on myself, if I'm honest with you, Luke, because I am a bit of a perfectionist. It's one of my traits, which I embrace. And part of me, I think, oh, do I look okay in terms of like, is my hair okay? Is my suit okay? But not for me. But when that person meets me, am I going to fulfill everything that they would want from meeting Wonder Woman? Do you know what I mean? So I'm always, focused on, am I looking the best? Am I coming across my energy the best for that person? We pulled out of LFC, London Film Comic Con, just past couple of weeks ago, because I wasn't feeling 100% with my mental health. And I just knew that I wouldn't be able to be at the level that I should be to meet people and to be smiley and happy, and that I just needed peace and quiet for myself. And although,
it takes a lot of energy, doesn't it? To wear the suits, especially when you go to a con or when you do a charity, but it takes a lot of energy, and it does drain you a bit, because everybody wants a bit of your attention, and you can't just push people by saying, no, I've had enough, I'm going out. You've got to give those people, you put yourself out there to entertain, for a better word, these people, and you've got to perform to that. And whether you're feeling crappy or you're getting tired or you don't want to do it anymore, you've got that.
We see it as our job, really, to be honest with you. And this is why, again, I have to be really careful. Like, I won't go out to like after parties at Comic Cons and stuff. And it's because of this reason. I need to look after my mental health. So I do have a chronic mental health condition. Bipolar and OCD are no joke, trust me, at all whatsoever. And so for me, it's about the level of stimulus. So we'll go and we absolutely love it. We love meeting people. It's almost like, as I say, part of a job that we see it as. But then in the evenings, I have to come back and completely decompress, and sit quiet, relax, chill. So then I can be prepared for the next day to go out and, make some more smile and pass it on. Do you know what I mean?
I do love that. I do like that, smile and pass it on. How do you decompress though? So you've come back from a con or an event. The capes are off, the costumes are off. How do you relax if you guys do such a thing?
If we're staying at a hotel or something like that, we lay on the bed and we put the Justice League on, or we put Wonder Woman on.
Good boy.
Superhero movie.
Yes.
we love it, and it fills us up, and it gives us that energy, and you can see the characters actually doing good for this world, making this world a better place.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And we just chill. We love watching movies, getting some snacks on the go.
Yeah, and that is pretty much you know, and watching cat videos. That's our favorite thing.
I love cat, whether they're like cat fail videos or just cats being silly or cats talking like humans. It's my favorite thing to watch. My nieces have got Instagram now, and we don't seem to talk in like terms. It's just memes and cat videos and random stuff being sent to me. So, but I do like that you can unwind and but you know when to step back. It's difficult to do. I mean, the podcast for me has always been something that I enjoyed, but it got to a point recently where it was not becoming fun. And I felt that the content that I was putting out there could be better if I wasn't so stressed or worrying about the next episode. So I've come back now, and this is season 2, but still season 1 technically. But I understand about how important it is sometimes to step back. Your mental health comes first, as always. So you did the right thing there. I'm sure some people would be very sad that you didn't arrive. But what I like about your integrity for your reasons is that you would rather not be there than ruin the experience by not being your 100% self.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, definitely. It's so important to us. I mean, within our normal business, you know, part of the role that we do is we help business owners and professionals with burnout, you know, and so and I've been through that. We almost lost the business, you know, in 2017 because of it. And so I understand the implications of listening to your body and managing your energy, you know, and kind of stepping back, you know. So, but, you know, we don't have a massive following, but the following that we do have are so loyal, are so sweet, are so supportive. I have to say the cosplay community has been one of the most amazing communities that we have stepped into. You know, we've been on social media for 10 years with Rock Solid, and it's very difficult in the fitness side to get a real supportive community together. You know, but I have found the cosplay community to be one of the most encouraging, uplifting, inspiring bunch of folk. Yeah, it's been unbelievable.
Because we're looking at doing a calendar to raise money for charity. So we put it out to the cosplay massive, and they've just been phenomenal. We want people to send off their pictures into us, and we're going to put them all into a calendar for next year, hopefully, if it all comes off. But they just come together, say, yep. Let's get on board. Let's get on board and do it.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's cosplaying for you is a massive part of your life, but it's not enough. You're always trying to challenge yourself with something new, whether it be panels or inspiring other people or doing charity work and going to hospitals and making children and big kids' days by appearing in costume. But I found out about this calendar that you guys are up to next, and I'm backing it 100%. I've only heard a little bit about it, but I am excited. So please pitch it to the listeners, pitch it to the world, manifest this into reality, because I'm excited for it.
So we decided that it would be a really cool idea to do a cosplay calendar, and all of the proceeds to go to charity. The only problem is we support so many charities. I don't know who to give it to, because do you know what I mean? I mean, we might only earn a fiver. I don't know. But what we thought about was we've got each of the months laid out, which you know. And then what we want to do is we want to get everybody from the community. So for example, March is March of Steel. So that's Superman's, Lois Lane's, you know, Supergirls, that kind of stuff, and put them together. And the reason we want to do this is, number one, we want to show how amazing the cosplay community is. And number two, we want to show that when you get people together en masse, they can do amazingly beautiful things. Because I think there's so much in this world now about loss, less, never, people splitting apart, and I'm labeling myself as this and I'm labeling myself that. And I'm like, look, let's all come together and let's just show how good people can be en masse.
As human beings and mutants as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, love that, Barry.
Exactly.
Mutants and aliens.
Love that.
And give back with all of that. And it is purely just from that place of, hey, let's do this. It's more of a project than I first suspected it to be.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that I am going to do everything in my power, or we are going to do everything in our power to get this done this year.
Okay.
But at the same time, if I don't feel that it's going to pack as much punch this year, then it will be next year, because I'd rather do it and get it right and really have it make an impact. Do you know what I mean? Than put something half-assed
to
out.
help these charities out, because
Yes.
the charities that we do work for, they do amazing things. Whether it's the Pilgrims Hospice that looked after me mum, or whether it's the Melza House or Great Ormond Street, because the Melza House, we went in there at Christmas,
amazing.
and these little kids are running around with life supports coming out of their necks and everything like that. And do you know what really breaks your heart? When you see them laughing and smiling, you think that's great. Then you, at the corner of your eye, you clock hold of the mum and dad. And the mum and dad forget that the kid's ill. They forget that the kid's poorly because they see them smiling, and they get the smile on their face. I can feel it, like, whoa,
Yeah, I can feel it.
You're going to set me off again.
But that's the pain out of the corner of your eye. That's what makes it for me. Not the kids are brilliant, yeah, but when you clock a parent seeing their kid without that condition, the illness, that they're on their last months, whatever it is, that's just gold.
And that is the definition of escapism for me, whether it be in going to a cinema or reading a book or reading a story or getting lost in a film that you've watched 1,000 times before. For those kids, for those mums and dads, for those nurses there, you bring a little bit of sunshine to incredibly rainy days. So whether this calendar happens this year or next year,
it will happen.
Of course it will. Oh yeah, I have no doubt about that coming from the two of you and the cosplayers that you've mentioned. All the cosplayers that you've mentioned, if they can find time out of their busy schedules, I want them on the show to talk about cosplay, to talk about the calendar. I've spoken with a few in the past, and I've had fantastic conversations with them. But just speaking with you two about what you do and this calendar, I mean, I'm not a cosplayer, far from it, but I wear glasses and I'm a big geek. So for me, that's cosplaying. So 100%. I'm behind this 100%. So I know there's going to be people out there that will want to get involved, whether it be photographers or designers or graphic designers. I've already had a chat with a few artists that have been on the podcast that have heard about this project through me off the record, and they want to get involved. So that was my little surprise for you guys.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Because it's something that's important.
Yes,
and it's something that you believe in, more importantly. So I can't wait to learn more about that. And so people, stay tuned to everybody's channels, because that is going to be happening and I can't wait for it. But what's been some of the funniest things that have happened to you whilst being in costume?
People walking up to me and saying, "Oh, look, it's Spider-Man."
That one just, that's a little sting in the tail, that one there. Yeah. There's no need for that.
Not stand for Spider-Man.
Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely get called Superwoman a lot of the time.
Queen Maeve.
Queen Maeve. A lot of people want to see me do Queen Maeve.
I mean, if you have a Bizarro month in the calendar, you could all switch it up a little bit. That's doable. Yeah. That's for sure.
This is very true. But yeah, so that's always an interesting one. But yeah, I mean, funny things. I don't really think we've had anything like majorly funny while we've been in costume, have we? Really? One person kind of gave a backhanded compliment that was also abusive, which was interesting.
Okay.
Apparently we were too good looking, that it was not fair. So that was quite funny. That was quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
One lady, bless her heart, she come up to me and she went, "I know who you are. I know." And I was like, "Okay, Tomb Raider." And I was like,
I'll give you that.
It's like this. And I'm like, "You're close."
You're close.
But no.
I'll give you points for trying. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, but I mean, that's what I loved about the fact that you do, when people would clock you, as it were, to spot you at an event that isn't necessarily a Comic-Con. It's just nice to have that moment. I bet I've seen people double taking and thinking, oh wow, did I just see that? Did that actually happen? So for you, where would be one of the most ultimate places to perform, where you somewhere where you haven't been before but would love to be, whether it be sort of an event or a Comic-Con? Where would you love to go?
I'd love to. I'd love to be invited to a premiere, the next Superman premiere or the next Justice League premiere,
Okay.
and that would be the proper red carpet where I would love Henry Cavill be there. But the new Superman looks. I'm leaning there. I'm leaning towards that. It could be quite good there, but I'd love to go onto the red carpet and just be a presence there. That'd be really cool. And if we could take some of the kids with us as well to the red carpet.
Yeah, I know a couple who would absolutely love it. I mean, obviously, we would love to meet Henry Cavill. I'd love to meet Gal Gadot. I'd love to meet Linda Carter. Do you know what I mean?
Don't, yeah.
I mean, one thing would be...
That's the noise I'd make as well.
Yeah. I think one thing that would be wonderful for us would be able to... Barry and I, we love public speaking. We do it in our personal life, but I think it would be really great if people like New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con actually started to embrace maybe cosplayers and having them as guest speakers, in terms, I mean, they might do this, I don't know, but in terms of actually on the main stage talking about their stories, like we did the Confidence to Cosplay panel. And I think that would really help their audience, because there are a lot of people that will just look at me and Baz and go, oh, I can't do that, so I won't cosplay. And it's like, no, there has to be levels. It's like someone will come to us and say, I can't do a push-up. And I'm like, what? Because you've seen a Instagram guru doing it on its toes and clapping. It's like, you can do a push-up. It's just you need to do a different variation to get to that point. For me, that would be something amazing, really, for them to listen up a bit more to the community that buy their tickets.
I couldn't agree more. And you've probably seen earlier on this year, Portsmouth Comic Con is a classic homegrown Comic Con that is very close to my heart. It's about 9 months away. If I can get you two there, which I probably think I could, for a panel or just as a one-day guests to walk around that con, it would be amazing. They already have some fantastic cosplayers there, but it's getting you out there more, which I know you guys love to do.
Yes.
And seeing you got,
we'll be there.
Yeah,
and
we'll make it happen.
That's what I love about your can-do attitude, and it is that as well. It's knowing your capabilities, but backing it up with the experience as well. It's a lot. Many people have this kind of fake it till you make it mentality, which is good to have that confidence, but we mustn't forget that experience comes with confidence as well. And you guys have balanced it out perfectly with being yourselves whilst also being someone else, but also being authentic but true to the characters at the same time, which is what when you get a cosplayer, it's like the perfect melting pot of everything. And when you've got two of you, it's like, okay, now you're just showing off. You've got too much talent. But then I talk to you and I can witness the magic that you both have, not only for these characters, but for each other's personal attributes, what you can both bring to this. I wish that I could see yourselves through your eyes when you see each other. And I'm sure you can both see it, because when you're in these costumes, you are just perfect. When I saw you in London, it was in quite a dark place. Not like physically, but yeah, it was a very dark setting. But you still had this shining light around you, and people were sort of stopping. They were putting their drinks down and coming over to take photographs, because you've got that magic about the pair of you. And I can't wait to see more of that in the future, because there are some events coming up that I think you will be perfect for. And yes, we've got a Superman film coming out in a couple of years' time. Hopefully we see that costume get revealed as soon as possible, Barry, so you can get a new costume sorted out.
Maybe.
I know a lot of people will say to us, oh, have you tried, why don't you do these characters? It always makes me laugh. People are like, what are your con plans? And I'm like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it is, Superman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Wonder Woman. People are like, why don't you do anything else? And I'm like, because we love these characters, because it's who we are. And I can't see us doing
anything else,
if I'm honest with you, because they call niching it down, but this is just who we are. We,
I feel
it.
like we embody the character, and
You
I
do,
feel
wow.
I feel it's true to myself that I play, or I am Kal-El or Superman.
You feel a lot of alignment with him, like the way that your dad passed away is the same that his dad passed away.
And his name was John.
And his name was John as well. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of alignment there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, my mum and dad, they didn't exactly mold me out of clay, and then, it didn't quite happen. But you have that alignment with him as well there, don't you? So,
I mean, it's one of those things where when we get attached to a character, like Superman, I mean, it certainly happened with me that over the years, again, my father passed away when I was 15. In the comics and the films, it's sort of the same age. It seems to sort of, those characters' trials and tribulations can mirror your own life sometimes, and it makes you not feel cliche, but it feels closer to the character, which is what I love about the two of you and this power that you have and this connection to the characters, because I don't want you to dress up as anybody else. No offense. There are lots of other characters out there, but I'm selfish and greedy. I want you as Superman and I want you as Wonder Woman. But I would know that any other costume that you guys put on, when you put your mind and your heart to it, you could encapsulate them perfectly because you've got the passion behind it, which is why I just knew this was going to be a good chat. I bloody knew it. I'm so excited.
And that's what it is. It's the passion behind it. And that's truly what it is for us, to be able to want to change the world at the end of the day.
Even by, by doing something as easy as making someone smile or holding a door or being there for someone, whether it be in an amazing costume or not, you're doing that there. Just by seeing your images and your videos pop up on Instagram, I'm thinking, oh, Superman and Wonder Woman's back. Let's see what they're getting up to today. Whether it be some just crazy CrossFit regime or showing off your wonderful cats or showing off you in costume. I've loved the TikToks. I've loved the Reels. I loved everything that you're putting out there. And it's, again, another wonderful positive reason when social media can be a good thing, when it brings people together. And you guys are doing that. So on the subject of social media, if people aren't following you by now, they should be, because when I was teasing this podcast out, I was getting some fantastic messages saying, oh, I've been following them. I can't wait to know more about them as people, as it were. And it's been fantastic building up to this, and I can't wait to share it. But where can people find you online, guys?
So we're on Instagram at Our Superhero Life. And we are also on TikTok at Our Superhero Life. On Threads, because it's all about Threads now.
It is. It certainly is.
As if I haven't got enough social media channels to manage with this one and my work one. Our Superhero Life on there, and also on YouTube as well. We do have a website that is coming out. It's a little bit slow at the moment, but that will also be Our Superhero Life. .co.uk, and that is really to showcase what we're doing if anyone wants to know more about us, and obviously that's going to be a platform that we can sell the calendar on as well.
Yes, remember the calendar, people, because that is not going anywhere, and I'm excited for that. Now, this has been an absolute delightful podcast. I'm pretty sure that this isn't going to be the last time that you guys come on, because I've got so many more things to ask you. But my head right now is still racing, and I'm fighting the feelings because I'm here talking to Superman and Wonder Woman, and I'm still trying to get my head around that because it's making me very, very happy. At this point of the podcast, I normally ask my guests, what does Superman mean to you? It's one of my favorite questions to ask people. But what I would like to ask you two both is, it's a Superman and Wonder Woman related costume, is what does it mean to you when you put these costumes on? So let's go with ladies first.
Oh, ladies first. Thank
no
you
pressure.
so much. Don't you mean goddesses first?
Yes, of course. I'm getting told off by Wonder Woman. There's a dream come true.
I have told a couple of people off before now. When we tend to give out business cards, like little cards for the kids and stuff. And if a kid kind of comes up and is like, oh, look at that, and it's a bit, hasn't been maybe taught some manners, I will do my duty to teach some manners in a nice way.
Where's your please and thank yous?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. See, you're doing good work. You're doing good
So
work.
anyway, so what was the question again? When you
What
put the
what does it mean to you when you put the Wonder Woman costume on?
yeah, it means to me when I put the Wonder Woman costume on, it means the chance to brighten somebody's day, to create a smile.
Mm.
And it sounds cheesy, it sounds corny, but it is exactly that. It's about going out there and, being in a space of pure love. That's what Wonder Woman is about. She's about love, she's about justice, she's about truth. It's about inspiring somebody. I met a little girl the other day who was a refugee from Afghanistan, 7 years old, and I was chatting to her about her enjoying her school and all this kind of stuff. And even when I'll get little girls come to us, they're like, I want to be Wonder Woman. Like, you already can be. So it's definitely about inspiring, putting smiles on people's faces, and really just connecting from a place of love.
Perfect. And Barry, for you, what does it mean when you get to put on this wonderful Superman costume?
Very, very similar to what Diana says. It's all about putting smiles on people's faces, but more importantly, inspiring them to be their true self. Because there's so many kids out there, they're just trying to fit in when we don't need to just fit in with society. Let's be your true self, whoever you want to be, whatever you want to do in life. As long as we're not hurting people, we're doing it for the right reasons. Go out and do that one thing. Be your true self. And that's why I love wearing this, because you walk up someone and you might inspire them. You put a smile on their face, you put a smile on their parents' faces. And by putting a smile on someone's face, that changes how everything happens, from not just the smile on your face, but it changes all the chemicals within your body. And whenever you're feeling happy, you do happy things. Whenever you feel sad, you do sad things and bad things. So if I can change someone from feeling sad to feeling happy, that's amazing.
See, I always say that the best answers for these questions are the ones that come from the heart, and those answers did. It's why I love asking everybody what their heroes mean to them. But for you, you are heroes, not only for the comic community, for the cosplay community, for lovers of the movies and the characters. You are up there for me as heroes, and I'm so grateful for your time today. I'm looking forward to meeting you again in the future and seeing you interact with everybody that you come into contact with, because I know that you are making changes for the good, which is what I absolutely adore. So guys, thank you so much from the bottom of my geeky heart that I could sit down on a Sunday afternoon and talk to Superman and Wonder Woman. I think what we need to do in the future, though, is 2 separate podcasts where we have a little game of Mr. and Mrs. where we can ask the same questions about you, but also your significant other. How's about that?
Let's do it.
Love
Let's
it.
do it.
Fantastic.
We're up for anything to have a bit of fun.
Good, I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much. This has been an absolute pleasure. Stay safe, and we will speak soon.
See you later. Thank you so much. Bye.